Hi, Ashley. Where do you keep the cleaning supplies?
Hi, Emila. What do you mean?
I'm at your house now. Didn't Jack tell you?
I'm confused. You're at my house? Why?
In the meantime, I'll see what I can do about this mess.
What mess? Amala? Hey, honey. Your mom just texted me. Apparently from our house? She's also asking for cleaning supplies. Why is she there? She won't tell me. What's going on?
Hey, sweetie, don't get mad, okay? You remember my dad passed away a couple months ago, right?
Yeah?
Well, my mom hasn't been dealing with it very well, living alone and all. So I was thinking maybe it would be better if she stayed with us, at least for a little while.
I see what you mean. I do feel sorry for your mom, and I wouldn't want her to be lonely, but having her live with us is quite a big change. We'd lose our privacy, and we wouldn't have the freedom we're used to. Maybe we could explore other options, like selling her house and finding her a nearby apartment. That way she could visit whenever she wanted, and we'd still have our space. What do you think?
Well, the thing is, I think she might have already moved in. That's why she's at our house.
What?
She was crying on the phone when I talked to her last night, and I didn't know what to do. I just said maybe she shouldn't be alone for now. She agreed that she shouldn't be alone. And then this morning when you'd already left for work, she just showed up at the house with a few suitcases. I couldn't send her away, so I set her up in the spare bedroom.
So this wasn't your idea?
No, it wasn't, but she's my mom. How can I say no to her while she's grieving? It would break her heart.
I get that your mom is going through a difficult time right now, but I would have appreciated it if I had a say in this too. Or at least a heads up. Now what am I supposed to do? I haven't had any time to clean the house.
I know, sweetie. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. She really caught me off guard. And don't worry about the house. She's just happy she's not alone. Please, can you give this a chance for me?
I mean, I guess. For your sake, I'll give it a try.
Thanks, sweetie. You're the best. Okay then, I'll see you after work.
See you after work. Love you.
Ashley, your house is such a mess. I really tried to get things sorted myself, but it's just too much to handle. How can you live in such a pigsty? I'm staying here now and things will have to change. You can't leave the house in such a state. Seriously, I can't understand why you let it get so messy.
Oh, hi, Emila. I apologize for the mess. I didn't know you were coming to stay with us, and I haven't had a chance to tidy up yet.
Well, that's not my responsibility. There are dirty dishes all over the kitchen, not to mention crumbs and food stains on the kitchen counter. Regardless of whether I'm here or not, you shouldn't let the place get this bad. And my poor son. How can you expect him to live in a filthy house? As a wife, it's your duty to keep the house clean. My son deserves at least that much.
It's not as bad as it sounds, Emila. There are a few breakfast dishes I haven't had a chance to clean yet because I had to rush to work this morning. And there might be some laundry to do. I'll take care of it when I get back from work.
I don't want to live in a dirty place. You need to come back and clean it now.
I can't do that right now, Emila. I'm at work and I can't just drop everything. You seriously don't expect me to rush home to wash some dishes, right? You do realize I'm at work.
Then what am I supposed to do? It's too dirty and messy for me to be comfortable here. I can't even make myself a cup of coffee. Not a single cup is clean.
If it's really bothering you that much, why don't you clean up the dishes in the kitchen? Or you could go out until I get home from work, or maybe just rest for a while in your room.
Are you seriously suggesting that I clean up the mess you made? Are you calling me lazy? I've just moved in, and it seems like you're trying to assign all your household chores to me already. What's that all about? Do I need to do all the work just so I can live in your messy house?
No, Amala, that's not what I meant at all. I'm not asking you to do any chores. I just wanted to let you know that if the mess was bothering you, you don't have to tolerate it. I can take care of it when I get back from work.
So, I'm supposed to endure this filth until you decide it's time to clean up then? And why are you talking to me like I'm a child? I'm not a toddler you can just dismiss and send to their room. Show some respect.
I never said you're a toddler. Please try to understand that I can't take care of it right now and that it'll have to wait. I really have to go back to work now.
Frankly, I don't understand what my son sees in you. You work all day long and don't seem to make a good homemaker at all. You don't do any chores, and I bet you don't take proper care of Jack. He probably has to handle all the housework himself, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one cooking too.
Actually, Amala, you'll be happy to know that I'm the one who manages most of the household duties. I cook dinner, clean the house, and handle other chores. All of that on top of my full-time job. Jack doesn't contribute much in that department.
That can't be true. Jack is perfect. I'm sure he helps out when needed. He does more than you, both at home and in his job.
Okay, Amala. I don't want to argue about this right now, especially while I'm at work. If you keep messaging me, I'm sorry, but I won't be able to reply. I have important tasks to focus on at the moment, and I can't get distracted by this.
So now you're saying I'm not important? That's quite rude of you. I'll make sure Jack hears about this.
I didn't mean it that way, but I really can't talk about this right now. We can discuss this later. Goodbye, Amala.
Ashley, we need to talk.
Hey, honey, what's going on?
How could you speak to my mother the way you did? She just wanted to know if you were planning to do some cleaning when you got home because the house was a bit messy. She didn't want to do anything wrong or misplace things, but you went off on her, saying that it wasn't her concern and that you were too busy to clean. You told her if she wanted the house clean, she should do it herself. She's just moved in and you're treating her like a maid. That's my mother.
All right. First of all, none of that is true. Yes, she did message me this afternoon, but she wasn't asking if she could clean the house. Instead, she said a lot of hurtful things to me, telling me I wasn't good enough for you and that I wasn't fulfilling my wifely duties because I'm at work a lot and wasn't handling all the household chores. She even demanded that I leave work and come home to clean the house for her immediately. It was really hurtful, Jack, especially considering it's our home she's moved into.
I find that hard to believe. My mom would never do that.
What?
I find it hard to believe that my mom would be so rude. She's not that type of person. She's actually one of the sweetest women I know. I don't like the way you're trying to blame her for your behavior towards her this afternoon. You've been working late a lot recently, and you have to admit, things have been a bit chaotic at home.
Yes, I have been working late recently, and I'm a bit behind on my household chores, but that's besides the point. It was never an issue before your mom came to live with us. How can you just take her side and dismiss everything I've said? I'm your wife, Jack. I think I deserve some consideration when I tell you that your mom was the one who was rude.
It sounds like you're lying about my mom, Ashley. I don't appreciate you making false accusations. If this is how you're going to behave now that she's living with us, then we definitely need to have a serious conversation to establish some ground rules.
You're setting ground rules for me? In my own house? You've got to be kidding me. You know what? Fine. Let's have that conversation. We can involve your mom too and establish some ground rules, including how we'll divide the chores.
What are you implying?
With 3 of us in the house now, there's bound to be more mess, which means more cleaning is required. I can't handle it all by myself, especially since I'm working until 6 every evening. So we'll need to share the workload.
But
that includes you, Jack. You'll have to pitch in and help with the chores.
I have my own job, you know.
Yes, and so do I. That's why it's only fair to divide the chores evenly. Your mom can also contribute since she's living with us now.
All right, we can discuss this when we're all home.
Great. I'm looking forward to it, Jack. You need to talk to your mom, Jack. Have you seen the state of the house? It's a mess. There are dirty dishes everywhere, some with half-eaten food still in them. There's a persistent smell of cigarette smoke and full ashtrays everywhere. And your mom's clothes are scattered all over the place. I can't take this much longer, Jack.
If it bothers you that much, then clean it up. Do something about it if you can't stand the mess and smell.
I'd love to help with the cleaning, but if you recall, I had to take on extra hours at work just to cover the increase in our bills. I barely have any time to clean when I return home.
It's a bit convenient, isn't it?
Jack, I won't finish work until 10 p.m. tonight. That means I won't be home until around 10:30 or 11. After that, I need to wake up at 6 a.m. to get ready for work, which starts at 8 a.m. the next day. When would I have time to clean the house? Am I not supposed to sleep, eat, or have any personal time?
Maybe you should consider working shorter hours.
I wish I could, Jack. Have you seen how much our monthly bills have increased?
It can't be that much.
They've gone up by roughly $200 to $300.
What? How's that even possible?
I'm not sure. You might want to ask your mom.
Well, you'll have to figure something out.
What?
Well, yeah, my mom is going through a really tough time, so I can't expect her to take on all the housework right away. She needs time to adjust and cope with my dad's passing. Pressuring her to do all the cleaning won't help her heal.
I understand, but then you'll need to help out more. You'll have to do some additional cleaning and tidying while I'm working extra hours.
I'd rather not do that. I mean, I'm the husband, and the housework is typically seen as the wife's responsibility.
Excuse me?
You heard me. Traditionally, the housework is associated with women, so you'll need to find a solution to keep the house clean. We can't live in such a messy place.
And traditionally, paying the bills isn't considered a woman's job either. But I still do it, don't I? What's gotten into you?
What do you mean?
Ever since your mom moved in, you've become increasingly lazy, more demanding of me, and frankly, condescending. I don't know what your mom is saying to you, but whatever it is, you need to stop listening because her views are outdated and wrong.
My mom has helped clarify our roles in this house. You can't blame her for simply providing some guidance on how things should work between a husband and wife.
What are you talking about?
I'm the husband, and you should follow my lead.
Oh, is that right?
Yes!
Well, while you think about what you're doing to our marriage, I'm going back to work. I have responsibilities to attend to.
You can't just end things like this. You need to listen to me and then do as I say when you get back home.
Can I ask you something?
What?
Is this going to be your attitude from now on? Or will things go back to normal once your mom moves out?
Look, you might not like it, but this is the new me. My mom has given me a different perspective on how things should be, so I won't be going back to my old ways. Oh, and we're not gonna get rid of my mom.
I understand. I need some time to think.
What do you mean? Think about what? Ashley? Ashley!
Ashley, where are you? And when are you coming home to take care of the house? You need to talk to my son right now. You can't just leave and not say anything. Ignoring him isn't the solution. He's been trying to reach you for days.
I have been staying at my sister's, and I have work to attend to, along with some other tasks, so I can't chat right now.
Your husband is trying to talk with you. You can't just ignore him.
I have nothing to say to Jack. Not since you've turned him against me.
Well, maybe you should have been a better wife, and then he would actually respect you as his wife.
Or maybe you should have respected our privacy, left me, Jack, and our marriage alone, and found your own place to live instead of moving into our house.
I can see you're in a bad mood because things didn't go your way. This is typically what happens when one loses control over their husband.
Whatever, Emila. I don't have time for this. I have important things to do.
You know what? I regret ever allowing you to marry my son. Stop wasting time and file for divorce immediately.
It's done. I've filed for divorce. And you've moved out.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I mean exactly what I said. I initiated the divorce process. I might have jumped the gun by saying it's finalized, but it will be soon. The judge will review the case and grant me the divorce. So, it's as good as finalized.
But why? You're being dramatic.
Seriously? You're asking why? Have you noticed how you and Jack have treated me recently? You both have been unreasonably demanding, expecting me to do all the chores, cater to your every need, and essentially become a servant when I'm at home. You've pushed me to my breaking point. I don't want to live like that anymore. Jack refuses to let you live alone. So if that's how he wants it, then so be it.
Well, fine then. We don't need you anyway. You were never good enough for my son. He deserves a better wife, and especially one that's more appealing to look at. You really let yourself go, Ashley. No wonder Jack's been unhappy.
Sure, whatever. Oh, before I forget, both you and Jack will need to find a new place to live.
What? You're joking, right?
No, I'm dead serious.
This house belongs to my son. You can't kick us out.
Actually, the house is in my name.
What do you mean?
The lease and all the bills are in my name. I'm the one who pays for the mortgage and everything else, so I get to decide who lives in my house and who doesn't. I've endured enough of your negativity. You both have to go.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
But you're just the wife, not the husband. The husband owns everything, like the house and the car and stuff.
They might have in the 1950s, but in today's world, Amala, women can own things in their own right. Times have changed, I'm afraid.
What are Jack and I supposed to do now? Where should we go?
Well, as the man, I'm sure Jack can figure something out, right? He'll find a new place for you soon.
No, he can't. He doesn't have the money. Besides, I don't want to live with just him. He's a slob, and I can't stand living in a messy house.
Well, maybe you could go back to your own house.
The bank is reclaiming the property because I've been behind on making the mortgage payments. Jack was supposed to help me with it, but he never gave me a dime.
I'm sorry to hear that, but that's not my problem anymore. You should have considered that before you treated me so poorly. You should discuss that with Jack. I can't waste my time anymore on the both of you. I have more important things to do.
Like what?
Like finally having a day to relax by myself. It's been a while since I've had the chance to sit back and enjoy some peace. Oh, and if you and Jack have moved out within a week, I'll be forced to involve the authorities.
You can't do that. This is my house, not yours.
Goodbye, Amala. After finalizing the divorce, I did indeed ask Amala and Jack to leave my house. It was tough parting ways with Jack, but he had changed significantly due to his mother's influence. I couldn't endure such a toxic environment any longer. Evicting them allowed me to return to a clean and peaceful home. After they left, I heard that Jack and his mother had to move into a small apartment because he couldn't afford to buy a new house. But I guess that's karma when you make someone else's life miserable without reason. As for me, I sold my house and used the proceeds to embark on a journey I'd always wanted to take but couldn't due to my marriage with Jack. So far, my trip has been amazing, and I look forward to whatever life has in store next.